Panic in California. Just my luck. I do my best to stay out of California, but just happened to be there in time to see an overheated chemical storage tank cause chaos in Garden Grove, California. That's about 35 miles south of Los Angeles. The evacuation area was about 25 miles north of where I was, but it was an apt reminder of how the actions of others can cause problems for people who just happen to be nearby. 50,000 people were evacuated. After a few days, the tank, which had a lot of attention, cracked, reducing the risk of an explosion, and people were allowed to return to their homes and businesses. 40 years ago, I was familiar with a somewhat similar case in Greater New Orleans. A tank in a refinery along a highway across from a low-income residential area caught fire. People were unable to live in their homes for a few days. I proposed to the general counsel of that oil company that we get a couple adjusters and go door to door in the neighborhood, give money to each resident to help them immediately. It would have been $200 or $300, not asking for releases or anything. I was turned down. Guess what? Within a week, $1 billion lawsuit was filed against the company. I moved on with my career, so I do not know what was the amount of the eventual settlement. I'm pro-business, but when a business causes a problem, it is better morally to get ahead of it rather than waiting for lawsuits. The tank's owner is GKN Aerospace, a company I've never heard of. The tank contained a highly flammable intermediate chemical involved in the manufacturing of plastics. I hope they have enough insurance to survive this situation. A small business here in Houston, Texas area had a significant environmental issue following an explosion in a residential neighborhood. That business is now gone. They had enough claims against them from the authorities as well as the neighbors. They just could not afford the fallout from the explosion. Companies should help those harmed, whether businesses or residents, but that depends on the finances and the insurance. In the Garden Grove case, lawsuits and local investigations have already started. Fortunately, nobody was injured in the situation. Many had their holiday ruined, and many businesses lost the opportunity for sales that were anticipated for Memorial Day weekend. I am hopeful that there will be a fund to allow those innocent businesses to recover their losses. Also, we need to approach healing the environment and put in new safety parameters. It is unclear why this tank was where it was, how it was designed, and things like that. This is important, and every business should be operating with as much risk control as possible. That obviously was not done here.